Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here tonight for a fireside chat in the village of Round Lake Beach. I'm Mayor Rich Hill, and my guest tonight is Casey Torrey. She's the president of the Round Lake Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Casey.
Thank you.
A little bit about Casey. Casey Torrey has lived and been involved in the Round Lake area and surrounding communities for over 18 years. First moving to Round Lake Heights in the year 2000. As a single mother of 4 children from ages 11 through 22, her children have attended Lake Villa and Fox Lake schools. She has volunteered her time with St. Bede's in Ingleside, residing on the parish council and teaching religious education off and on for the past 15 years. She has been a member of the Grant Community High School Booster Club and annually has a book drive for Bernie's Book Bank and that services the Chicago area, including Lake County. In 2011, she began her Edward Jones career as a financial advisor in Lake Barrington. As a financial advisor, her job is to provide structure, advice, and guidance so families and business owners can obtain their financial goals. She joined Edward Jones due to its strong philosophy in providing quality investments and personalized service. In July of 2015, she decided to be closer to home and serve her community and open a branch in Round Lake. Shortly after, she joined the Round Lake Area Chamber of Commerce and is now currently serving her second term as president of the Round Lake Area Chamber of Commerce. Casey believes that only by being active and involved can our amazing community grow, be profitable, and benefit for all those that reside here. She is proud and thankful for what the community has provided to her family and wants to continue to make it a home for her family and a wonderful place to work and live for everyone. Nice, Casey. Thank you. Casey and I work together on the Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the board. She's El Presidente.
Yes, I am.
Our leader here, and so it's very nice to have you here today.
Thank you for having me.
I'll start out with some questions for you. Can you tell us about the Round Lake Area Chamber of Commerce, and what is the governing structure of the Chamber of Commerce?
The Round Lake Area Chamber of Commerce, we are actually a volunteer organization with only 2 employees that work full-time and part-time. We have an executive director, Shanna Coakley. We're very grateful for her. She does like 99.9% of the work, I believe.
Makes us all look good, right?
She makes us all look good. We also have a board of directors, a president, vice president, treasurer, secretary. I believe I've gotten them all, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. And then we do have volunteers, a board underneath that as well. So that would be the governing structure. And of course, individual business owners and chamber members that are encouraged to be active, participate, and even help out with some of our activities.
About how many chamber members are there now?
That I'm going to have to go. How many chambers?
140?
150.
150.
Right now, I believe.
Awesome. It's going to be growing and growing. That's great.
Our goal is to add a few more and keep the ones that we have every single year. So
yes, retention.
Yes, retention is a big thing.
One of our committees.
Exactly.
Can you define the geographic area of the Round Lake Area Chamber of Commerce?
The Round Lake Area Chamber of Commerce actually encompasses all of the Round Lake areas. We do have Round Lake Heights, Round Lake Park, the Village of Round Lake Beach, and Haynesville. That's where it encompasses, and of course, when we have the opportunity, we do like to partner with some of our surrounding areas and chambers as well.
I know today we had our monthly luncheon over at Lakes Bowl in Round Lake.
Yes, it was our volunteer luncheon. It was wonderful to see a lot of people, different ages, business owners, as well as some students from the Round Lake Area High School that have really taken some time and committed some time to the community.
It's nice to see the students. They're so bright and encouraging and working so hard because they're our future.
Oh,
when I'm old, they'll be the ones taking care of me, so I want to make sure they're in good shape.
I have to say that we have several high schools that actually our area feeds into. The kids there today were actually from Round Lake High School, and I've been so impressed with this high school and these kids of all the things that they've been able to accomplish over the years. They blow me away every year with just the things that they want to do, and I keep telling them, okay, bring all that good stuff back to the area, because you're right, they are our future, and with all the education that they're getting, with all the knowledge, and with all the success that they're having, I hope that they continue to make our area grow.
I think we all agree with that. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How do you become president of the Chamber of Commerce?
Well, when nobody else wants the job, you tend to become president. You're laughing, but it's a little true. Actually, not this past, but we do have, we've had some wonderful presidents of the Chamber of Commerce before. However, you can only stay as president for 2 terms. So this will be my last term, and then they will be hunting for somebody else. I think that you need somebody who is willing to dedicate the time. I believe that when I signed up, I thought it was just going to be speaking at our public events and maybe being a figurehead, but there's a lot more to it. We produce a monthly letter that I try to get out on time and sometimes succeed. Also, a lot of times people come to me and ask for information on the chamber as well. So, but to become, we just need volunteers. So in a couple of years, you can step up and be president too.
Funny you should mention that. I was president for
I do
3 years.
believe you
Actually, we
were.
allowed it back then, back in the early 90s. 92, 93, 94, 93, 94, 95, something like that. My proudest achievement was actually getting the Chamber of Commerce computerized. Before I became president, they had no
Wow.
computer in the office. Everything was manually written down
You're
with a
dating yourself a bit
typewriter.
now.
And I know. I do that often nowadays. The older I get, the more I date myself. But yeah, that was a great times. And you talked about what's needed to be the president of Chamber of Commerce, leadership. And you brought great leadership to the community, to the Chamber of Commerce. And without the leadership, you are just a figurehead. But you've done a great job on that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I do believe, I don't think you have to be a business owner, but it's definitely helpful to be actually involved in the business community here and again, one of our 5 little areas.
As long as you have the perspective of the businesses and you know what the businesses need and how to help them in their achieving their goals.
Yeah.
Now, how is the Chamber of Commerce funded?
Actually, we are a nonprofit. We are funded by several of our events that happen throughout the year. We're funded by the community and our chamber members. Everything from a 50-50, if you come for our monthly luncheons, we do have our 50-50, as well as different events. We have our Santa Supper, which is a wonderful event. We have an expo. We have Business in the Park, which is coming up right around the corner. We have a lot of opportunities for business owners to make themselves visible for networking. And of course, there's a membership fee. So all of that goes into how it's funded.
And there's several items that are strictly for the members, like the golf outing coming up is generally for the membership. But other things like Santa Supper, it's a big community event and it's very big.
And the thing that I like about our events is that, again, with businesses, each business has their own need. Sometimes you just want to get your face out there. Sometimes you want to give back to the community. Sometimes you just want to meet other business owners. And with all of our events, we have that availability. Business in the Park, our golf outing, you're going to be meeting other business owners and being able to network that way. As far as our Santa Supper goes, and even our expo, that's one way of getting yourself seen in the community, as well as possibly giving back to the community that your business is profiting from. So.
And most businesses, that's what they need. They need the word of mouth out there. They need to see people. They
Word
need
of
to know
mouth
about
is
your business.
big.
Yes.
And, one of the things that I've seen working with business owners is the way you become successful in this area is a lot of times by word of mouth. You have to have a good reputation. Somebody wants to use everything from a financial advisor to they want to use somebody to work on their car. They're going to ask their friends. They're going to say, hey, where should I go? Nobody really, and sometimes I'm sure some people use the yellow pages still, but for the most part, you have the internet and you just have word of mouth. So getting out in the community is very important.
Yeah, see, actually quite a bit on Facebook and different groups where people ask for recommendations. And
Yes.
it's all by people who've already used that service of that person. So you're right.
Yeah.
Good reputation, good business.
And by participating in some of our events, that can help you get out there and get that word out there.
What are some of the various functions of the chamber? Is there a large support staff? You kind of mentioned at the beginning. And what about volunteers?
Volunteers is something that I think that no organization in the area ever has enough of. We have some absolutely, and again, today's luncheon was for the volunteer luncheon. We have some wonderful people that give their personal time to the chamber and to make sure that it's successful. As far as its structure and its support, again, we could not do it without them. We need more. I think everybody needs more. I think a lot of people like to say, hey, I'd be a member of the chamber if it did this for me, if it did this for me, if it did this for me. But if you want it to do that, if you think there's a need, you've got to get involved, you've got to participate, you've got to be the one that's going to make that change and give back to the community that way. So when it comes down to the structure and how it works, again, all volunteers, and of course, Shanna Coakley, our executive director. We also have, she has an assistant. We share some office space and some time with a young woman part-time, Shanna and Shauna, who also helps out and helps with our mailers and helps with some of the time as well. We couldn't do it without Miss Coakley. She's invaluable, hands down.
Absolutely. And you're right about the volunteers and even the chamber members themselves. When we work together on a project, we all benefit from that project, the whole
Yes.
area does. And the more people understand that you're not doing it just for yourself, and yeah, it's going to help somebody else, but you're going to benefit.
And when it comes down to it, people think it's going to be such a huge commitment. It really isn't. You don't have to commit for the whole year. Come in and commit for a month. Come in and commit for one committee, one event. Spend some time. We have this wonderful farmers market that we started last
yeah.
year that we're trying to get off the ground and get going. I mean, that benefits the whole entire community. And yeah, come for one Saturday. It's a great time, and you really get to meet. I met some wonderful people last year. So
Absolutely. How do businesses, volunteers, and community leaders become involved with the Round Lake Area Chamber of Commerce?
Funny you should ask. It's like you set that one up for me. As I mentioned, we have all those several events that are coming up that you can get involved with. As far as business in the park, as far as our golf outing, even if you can't make it there are sponsorship opportunities. So with sponsorship opportunities, of course, you get your name out there. Your name can be in the program. You can sponsor a hole, or you can just grab 3 buddies and get a foursome together and get out there and golf with us. So that's one way. And I know it sounds like you're not giving, but again, there's a fee. We have some wonderful silent auction items. We have a wonderful dinner at that time. It is another co-chamber. We're there with the Fox Lake Chamber, so there's exposure to other businesses. But yeah, it sounds like you're just having fun, but again, we're raising money for our scholarship fund. You're giving to the chamber, you're getting your business out there, and then of course you can just become a member of the chamber. Becoming a member of the chamber, there are a lot of benefits, as well as just the fact that you're supporting something that supports you back, whether you're a member or not. We're here for you. So.
And I think I really like the Business in the Park in July. Was it July 19th? I think that's coming up.
Yes.
At the Sports Center over here by the post office in Round Lake Beach, where you can do businesses that don't really know the chamber. If they're interested, it's an opportunity to come out, see what the chamber's all about. We get to meet some of the members and hopefully join the chamber then.
And we've had everything from just evenings where we have cocktails at Buffalo Wild Wings. We just had one, Mary Vallely, and it was a realtor group out in Lincolnshire. Which realtor group is she with? Barrett & Warner in Libertyville. They had a co-chamber evening. So some people can't really make it in the afternoon lunches. We hope you come to the afternoon lunches. There's a lot of good information there. But we do have evening opportunities. We have occasionally done morning opportunities as well. We've had lunch opportunities for networking. So there's a lot of ways of getting involved. And if you're a chamber member, you can give us a call and say, hey, I would like to host a networking event, and actually invite all of the business owners in the area to your business to see what you're about as well.
And you've done that yourself. You've had.
I've had several, and I plan to keep going and having people over when I can, yes.
What types of marketing, ad campaigns, and programs promoting the Round Lake area are coordinated through the Chamber of Commerce?
It's a very good question. As far as our marketing, I hate to keep repeating myself, but as far as our marketing goes, again, we do have several events, but, and I've got to read because I forget the benefits of this one. This is one of my favorite ones that we have. We have Business of the Month Spotlight. So the Business of the Month Spotlight is only $50. So first of all, anybody who's a business owner, such as myself, where everything comes out of your pocket and no one's giving you money back when you spend it on marketing, it's nothing. $50 is nothing, but you get a daily mention on WRLR 98.3 FM radio, your featured story with a picture logo in the newsletter that goes out that month, flyer e-copy of the newsletter. You supply copies of a flyer to the chamber that gets put out there, and you get a featured story with picture logo on the website. You also get to stand up for one of our monthly luncheons and talk about your business. I think that every business owner wants to stand in front of all the other business owners and talk about their business if they give them the opportunity. Again, this is one of the ways that marketing really helps. And again, sponsoring an event is a wonderful way of getting your name out there. That expo, that it just happened, so sorry, you're gonna have to wait till next year. But the expo is one that we have hundreds of people coming through. And I know personally for my business, I walked away with about 150 different contacts of getting my business name out there. But it's a wonderful way of getting exposure and marketing yourself, so.
Wonderful. And I really like the e-blast that the Chamber of Commerce can do. It doesn't cost anything extra for the chamber members and goes out to all the membership. You can put general information about you're having, I don't know, a corn roast on such a day, come on in and share some corn with us, or you can have a big sale.
And there's the library too. The library has a great community calendar.
Yes.
And they actually make it open for chamber members. So when I have my monthly coffee, or if I was having an open house or anything, the library makes it available for you to actually put your event there for the community. So there are a lot of ways of getting your business's names out there. E-Blast, yeah, we don't do it every single month for every single business. You don't want to just slam everybody with email, but we do get out a couple times. I've sent some of my information to Shanna, and she sent it out to all the chamber members too.
How does the Chamber's effort translate into dollars in economic development?
Well, any time that you have a group of people who are business-minded and want to continue to help businesses grow and be successful, I think that it turns into dollars. There is, of course, we've talked about networking and marketing where it comes down to an individual business growing. Sometimes, and I hope I'm not going to get in trouble, it's what you do for yourself. If you're going to go out and network, if you're going to take advantage of the chamber and all that efforts, you have to put some effort in there as well. But it's there for you. We have all of these resources there for you, and if you take full advantage of it, I think that it turns into not only profitable businesses, also a profitable community as well. And Lord knows we love that here. So businesses being successful, I love seeing new businesses come to the area and become successful. So yeah, the Chamber's here to support that, to help with your marketing. Again, we do have those luncheons that sometimes go over everything from, we have Tony Robinson's protege coming at the end of the month to figure out, you can come in and listen to how to make yourself more marketable, how to make yourself more successful. So we do make those things available too. But again, profitable business, profitable area, and it's helpful for everyone.
It's nice that you have the business-to-business opportunities to sell products to other businesses because you meet those people directly. And you also occasionally have the opportunity to sell to their employees, depending on what you're selling.
Correct.
Because you make the business owner, they spread the word to their employees, and it just gives you a bigger market.
And it doesn't matter if
valuable.
you're selling something or if you're a service-based industry, you have the opportunity for both.
Yep. How does the Chamber interact with the economic development activities of the various villages that make up the Round Lake area?
I think this one, you set this one up personally, didn't you? I know where you're going with this one. Well, as the Round Lake Area Chamber, when it comes to the economic development, we really do like to see the support what we can. We do try, you're making me walk a really fine line here. We try to stay out of politics as much as we can. We're here for the business owners, but you're correct. Sometimes when it comes down to the economic development, we like to see that. We like to support it whenever we have the opportunity.
Another Chamber of Commerce gets very involved with ribbon cuttings in the area, new businesses coming in. A lot of times, I think the businesses actually call the Chamber office to find out more about the area before they even think about coming to Round Lake Beach or anywhere in the Round Lake area. And
with the ribbon cutting, it's always a good time. We always put it up on the internet. A lot of times we have a live feed of the ribbon cuttings as well for everybody in the community to see. So again, a great way of getting your business out there when you just get to the area.
Yeah, it's a nice jump start when they're first getting in, because a lot of times people see the business there, building, remodeling.
Oh, I love it because there's so much excitement. You know, there's always a business owner and it's something new, and they're so hopeful that all of this is going to happen. One of my favorite was Prairie Orthodontics. They came in and they were giving out sunglasses, and there were little kids everywhere, and it was wonderful. I ended up starting to take my kids there. So yeah, so the ribbon cutting, you can get business from that too, because they did. But there's so much excitement during that time, and it's nice to see in the community.
How does the Chamber interact with other special taxing districts, such as the Park District, School District, Library, Fire Department? And if so, in what ways do you interact with them?
Well, I hope that we help them, but I think that we get a lot from these areas into our chamber. So the Park District, we have several. They seem to be very involved on the board. The library has been in the past as well. They have been able to put out and sponsor some of our events, as well as promote some of our events. And take the library and the Park District, they have such a connection to the community and the families in this community. I don't think that most of our events would be successful without them. we're very grateful for our partnership. Again, I hope that we give as much as we get from them. But and of course, when we had the wall. We had the wall come. It's the Vietnam Memorial Traveling Wall come. We did have the fire department, the police officers there volunteering their time as well. So we like to partner with them whenever we have the opportunity. But I would say that I'm very grateful for everything that they do for us. I just hope that we give back as much as we get from them, because we couldn't do most of our stuff without them.
Well, all those tax indexes do rely on property taxes, and the more business we can bring to the community, the more they're going to be able to not raise taxes on the residents, because they'll have the business dollars to help offset that. So that's good.
Yeah, if we bring more businesses to offset and allow more people to go to the pool, and more people to take advantage of the library, as well as the library is such a great resource for a lot of these businesses to become successful. They have several times given presentations of things that they can do for individual business owners to do exactly that, to bring them to the community, to help them grow, to help them be more profitable. And you're right, the tax base, hopefully, it's a long, hopefully the tax base goes back to them rather quickly. But yeah, anytime we can support them, it's wonderful.
Is the local Chamber of Commerce affiliated with any other chambers, like federal, state, or regional?
Well, I do believe that we are a member of the Lake County Chamber, but when we partner, we generally partner very often with our surrounding communities. Again, there are very few businesses that just want to do business in their one town. So we have partnerships with Fox Lake. We've partnered with Lake Villa and Lindenhurst. We've partnered with Grays Lake. We've even Libertyville, and I believe the Libertyville Chamber is actually several chambers together. McHenry as well. So we've had several partnerships and several events where we partner with them.
It's actually the Green Oaks, Libertyville, Mundelein, Vernon Hills Chamber.
I know, it's a very long name. I just can't remember all of that one. But, and again, you get out to see some of the other chamber members in some of the other communities. So.
Yes, and that's always great. As you said, people might live here, but nowadays everyone's so mobile, they're all over the place. And
you do also have examples of people who move their offices, as you mentioned in the beginning. Right. My office was in Barrington, and I decided to move to my hometown. So that's why I actually moved to Round Lake. And we do have other businesses that have several locations that we can always encourage them to open another location here in Round Lake as well.
Absolutely.
Or Round Lake Beach, or Round Lake Heights, or Round Lake Park, or Haynesville. So,
yeah, right.
The Round Lake area, I should say.
And we kind of already touched on this, but what are some of the upcoming activities that the Chamber will be sponsoring in 2018-19?
Well, we have a lot of really fun ones coming up. So Picnic in the Park is a co-chamber event for business owners. It's a wonderful opportunity for networking with other business owners, other community organizations like the Park District and the library that you just mentioned are usually there. We usually have some of the representation from the local government. I have to say, everybody seems to want to get in front of the local government, it seems. So they're usually there. We do have our golf outing coming up. Our golf outing is right around the corner. We're going to be doing a new event where we are going to be going this summer into, we haven't got a title for it yet, but like a poker runner. We're going to go to several of our gaming facilities and kind of highlight what the differences are, and maybe who serves what kind of food. We have some really nice ones. People don't always go into these gaming facilities, but if you haven't been into Lucky Emma's, oh my goodness, what a wonderful wine bar. So, you see it's gaming, you don't want to go in. We want to highlight some of these businesses that people might have misconceptions on. We are also, let's see what else is coming up. We do have our farmers market this summer. I'm very excited about the farmers market. Anybody knows anybody who would like to get involved, please call us. Anybody knows anybody who would grow anything, please call us. We would love to have more people involved in our farmers market. What else am I missing? I have a feeling I'm missing something rather large.
For the summertime here?
Yeah. I think I hit some of them. Of course, we always have our monthly luncheons. We have our Tony Robinson, that's an extra luncheon coming in at the end of this month. I think that might be it for 2018.
Yeah, I believe so for the summer. And
then of course, Santa Supper is always at the end. So
big finale.
Always a big finale, always a big draw, and a great event.
What do you see as current trends affecting the Chamber of Commerce? specifically as it relates to Lake County and the Round Lake area?
This is where one of the areas where I see some of the current trends. One, on the positive side, I like to see there's a lot of development in Lake County. Round Lake Beach, as we know, has had a lot of development. There have been a lot of roads improvement throughout Haynesville, the village of Round Lake, several of our communities. And that has definitely been a benefit to the Round Lake Area Chamber and its members. Just allowing things, I always said it's almost like a renaissance. This Rollins Road, when they redid Rollins Road, it was going to be like a renaissance that has a great opportunity for a lot of good businesses to come into the area. Downside, I still think that sadly, the trend that I don't like is how segmented our community can be. We have wonderful pockets of community. We have a lot of retired seniors. We have young families, blue collar. We have a great Hispanic community, and I think sometimes that they're segmented. We've got to figure out how to get them all to work together. The chamber, for me, I think that would be a wonderful thing if we could figure out how to get them all to work together, because again, part of the community being inclusive, being supportive, it's only going to help us all.
Difficult task, and if you achieve that, you'll be a millionaire across the world.
It is. I hear it's been a difficult task for a very long time.
Yeah.
So,
and not just here. Again, that's worldwide.
It's worldwide. Yeah.
What benefits does a community like Round Lake Beach derive from the Round Lake Area Chamber of Commerce, and how do the individual residents benefit, if at all? Do you provide reference guides for the residents?
We do have a reference guide that comes out. It has all of the Round Lake Area Chamber members in there. It also has a wonderful map. I was mentioning earlier how hard it is to find a map of your community these days. You can't go to the grocery store or the gas station. I've gone to the gas station and said, do you have a Round Lake area map? And they don't. I'm like, what do you mean? You're in Round Lake. So I guess they don't make them anymore. But as far as we do provide that and reach out into the community, you've mentioned several of the benefits already of what a chamber can do. Our job is to support the community and support businesses, to make it nice for businesses to come into the area, to give some opportunity where we can. And good businesses, profitability, it always is going to help our community. As well as some of our events. Again, we have a lot of fun with our events, and we hope that the community enjoys them. It looks like they do.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
It looks like they do, so a benefit to the community in that way as well.
Can you explain a little bit about the Chamber of Commerce Scholarship Program and how the program benefits our local high school students?
I love this program. So most of the money that we raise, we do have our infrastructure costs, but go to the scholarship program. Businesses in the community are more than welcome to give us a donation. We match it up to $500 for a scholarship. And scholarships are available for anybody who lives in the community, whether they go to Grays Lake North, whether they go to Carmel, Fox Lake, Round Lake High School, or Fox Lake is Grant. There's one more, Lakes, I believe, in the community. I think some part of Round Lake might go to Lakes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit. So if you live in Round Lake Beach, the village of Round Lake, Haynesville, Round Lake Park, or Round Lake Heights, you are eligible as a junior going into senior year of actually going for our scholarships. We have been able to put some absolutely amazing kids, help them out with their college degrees. And again, looking in the long run, hopefully, this one thing I found out about this area when I moved into it so many years ago, people stay here. Their families stay here. They go and they come back. So the more educated we can have, the more that we can help these kids out, they're going to bring that knowledge back to this community, and we're going to see a lot of a nice growth. I think this next generation is absolutely incredible. I can't wait to see what they do. So that is so sincere. I think they're absolutely amazing.
I know years ago I served on a scholarship committee, and I was just sitting down with those kids during the interviews and how bright they were, and this is 20 years ago when I was on the committee. And just to see them now as grown-ups and what they've done in the world. It's just,
and they're back in the community, aren't they? See, they come back. So the scholarship program is really important for our future.
Yes.
And also a really good reason for people to get involved with the Round Lake Area Chamber, so we can offer more scholarships every year.
Definitely. Does the Chamber of Commerce offer any internships?
We have discussed it off and on. We would like to. I would say that has been a good discussion throughout the board as far as offering internships with ours. But currently at this time, no. but I think it's a great idea. It has been discussed before, but not quite yet.
Well, look forward to that coming to be. That'd be great. What advice can you give community leaders that will help them promote community events, tourism, and such?
That is a really big question as far as community leaders. One, don't be afraid to brag. Don't be afraid to brag about our community. You know, a long time ago, when you talked about the school, everybody was like, oh, Round Lake School. It's nationally ranked. This is an incredible. We have really wonderful housing at low cost compared to the rest of the state. You have an infrastructure. We have great busing lines. We have great trains to get wherever you want to go. As far as the chamber, again, you have a good chamber that's here to support you. So as far as our leadership in our community, one, we'd love to see you promote our events. You know, again, farmers market out, get the word out, let people know, mention some of our events that are happening. But two, brag. You know, some people are like, I don't want to. No, brag about this community. This community is really a great place to raise a family. And I'd like to see more people move into it and add to it. And again, bring a little bit of a spice to it and more businesses. It's, again, we have great opportunities. We have, I'm sure you can show a couple people some great places to put a new business. I'm sure you know.
Absolutely,
I know.
yes.
I know you know of a few. I think every mayor will be more than happy to point out a couple of opportunities for people. Restaurants, stores, anything.
Yeah. And we've done something similar in Round Lake Beach. You're using this facility at our cultural center. We've held different events here that bring people from out the county over to Round Lake Beach that maybe have not have been to Round Lake Beach in quite a while, and they don't know what's in the community right now. They don't understand the businesses that are here, like I said, the train stations that are here, all the other amenities that are so great for a family that they start thinking about, oh, someplace to consider.
And I love the train because we have 2 train lines.
Yes.
One in the village of Round Lake and one in Round Lake Beach. So if you miss the first one, you can run across town and hit the second one. So yeah, we definitely have the infrastructure and the base. And I think that if you go several times, we have the mayors or we have presentations about what's coming up in our future as far as our communities. And I think that if you just sat down once and listened to what's going to happen and what foresight that they have, this area is just going to get better.
I certainly think so too, yes. Well, that was actually my last question. If we maybe go to the audience, if there's any questions in the audience and anything the chamber does or you're curious about, and we'll see how Casey can answer it for you. Yes.
Hi, Casey.
Hello.
You used to have a group that was the WEB.
Yes.
And I think that was fantastic, but it's not been here this year. Is
Yes.
that something that you're thinking about maybe bringing back? Because I thought it was a great group.
Well-
so if you could explain it to everybody
No,
what it was.
Okay.
Repeat the question. So.
Yes, WEB. WEB was our women's networking group. And we started it last year. We actually provided a scholarship for a young woman in our community. It was a lot of fun. Here's the problem. Volunteers. We need to make these things happen, to make young entrepreneurs, to make a women's group happen, to make Hispanic business owners. We need people to volunteer. The biggest issue is we have amazing volunteers in this community. They're all the same people doing the exact same thing. There's no more time. So we do need more people to be more involved. And yes, I would love to see it come back. It's time and more volunteers. So again, we're with the women that are involved. If you want to talk to a lot of the women that were involved, if somebody would like to spend the time to plan, be on a board, we can make that happen for sure. So, but yeah, more volunteers for all these organizations that people would like to see.
You talk about volunteers. I know the Chamber Conference has been great to Round Lake Beach. We have our Beach Fest coming up in July. I think it's July 13th, 14th, and 15th. And the Chamber of Commerce always steps up while the membership steps up and helps us out, selling beer tickets and everything else. It's wonderful.
Wait, I'm so sorry for going back, but I just remembered the big event that I completely forgot, which I can't believe I forgot. We have our Memorial Day parade coming up.
Oh, yeah.
See, everybody's like, I can't believe I forgot that. Okay, so this is why the Memorial Day is so important. First of all, we have so many people in our community who have at one time served or are currently serving in our military. It is just a fabulous, I think every single village, every single community takes time to honor our veterans and our serving military. But a Memorial Day parade is a perfect opportunity for business owners and people in the community to come out and say, thank you. So even I'm participating this year. I have a very small office. There's only 2 of us. So literally, it's going to be my daughters holding a banner saying thank you and me walking because I'm tired of just saying, hey, you should be part of Memorial Day parade and not being in it. So we'll be small but mighty. But yes, Memorial Day parade is coming up and it's open. There's no fee to get in, to get out there and say thank you. And I do believe we do have a good public showing as well. So
Yes, we do.
yeah, it's a great time for the community to come out. I'm so sorry for jumping back there, but I knew I'd forgotten something. And probably my favorite big thing coming up is the Memorial Day parade. So.
And years ago when it first started, they always just did the memorial service at the very end on Round Lake Beach, and then Round Lake built a nice memorial. So we stopped about a third of the way in, and they did a service there. And I believe this year, before we leave, the Legion over in Round Lake Park in Haynesville are going to do a service at 9:30. And then we kick the parade off at 10 o'clock after the trains pass. So
After the trains pass, yes. So yeah, so please come out to the Memorial Day parade, and if you're not involved already, you know, if you have a business, come out and partake in the parade itself.
Great. Glad you remembered
So
that.
yeah, I would be kicking myself when I got home.
Yes.
Yeah, just a quick question with the expansion of the Hispanic population in the area, and then a lot of the small businesses I think are Hispanic based. In the chamber's growth, do you see a larger percentage of Hispanic businesses joining the chamber? And if they're not, is there something that can be done, or an outreach or a connection point?
Yes, you know, and again, that would be, again, one of the biggest needs that we have is some of these small pockets groups and the segmentation that we have. I personally haven't seen a lot of the Hispanic business owners come. We do have a few that have participated in some of the events, but we, at this time, to have more outreach, we need more volunteers. And yes, I think you're correct. It's extremely important. It's a wonderful, large part of the community of all the 5 areas, and we need more outreach, but we need more volunteers to be able to do that. So it's talked about often.
Yeah, because from a village perspective, one of the issues we have from time to time is actually having a business try to open and not being aware of the building they've purchased, the codes, the rules, and then they're working backwards because of the due diligence wasn't done on the front end. So I was just kind of wondering if that's.
I think that's every business owner. Everybody comes up with a great idea, but they forget you got to do some work before. So those are almost every business owner. You know, you come up with a wonderful idea and say, I've got the best idea in the world, but you've got to go through the business planning. I would recommend, before anybody does that, go to the library. The Round Lake Area Library, if you want a good resource for businesses, the Round Lake Area Library, they are bilingual there as well. They have a lot of resources to help people establish businesses and connections here. So again, one of those, we can hook you up with the right resources, I can tell you that. So we can point you in the right direction.
Any other questions in your audience tonight?
I have a quick question on how does the chamber, because I see, you know, there's the Lake County Chamber, there's a local chamber, there's a state chamber, and then there's the national one. How does the Round Lake Area Chamber work with those, within those, or do they, you know?
Well, I'll pass it off to Shannon to see if there's more, but again, it's just like being a chamber member. You can take advantage of what they offer if you participate in it. We're very focused on our current community right now. To the best of my knowledge, we have not interacted with them. Again, I think mainly because we're focused here on the Round Lake area. Possibly, maybe in the future, reaching out to the county as well as the state chamber. But, and there might be resources that we're missing because we haven't. But currently, focusing on our community has been our #1 priority. Shannon, do you have any?
No, that was great.
Okay, thank you, just to make sure that I wasn't missing something that because again, Shannon knows about everything, and sometimes she knows more than I do. Most of the time, she knows more than I do.
We keep informed by,
Yeah.
through emails with each other and find out what's going on in state. Not necessarily with the Lake County Chamber. Everyone joins their own single chambers, or they'll become part of a broader spectrum. But we definitely keep informed and know what's going on
Yeah.
and share our information with them as well.
I have to say, it's been on my back burner to at least start to attend an occasional county chamber, because you don't know what you're missing unless you're involved. And we might be missing something, but at this time, our number one focus is our current community.
And just kind of like a quick follow-up on that, I see that there's a lot of relationship between the Small Business Administration, for example, and Chambers of Commerce. And I know they come up with all kinds of great planning, and I know that you need volunteers that
Yes.
normally would take those programs to the next level. Has there been any talk about that, or
Well-
partnering with the Small Business Administration, for example?
We're constantly asking for help. I can tell you, hands down, we are constantly reaching out and asking. The problem, as a small business owner myself, the problem with small business owners is a lack of time. Especially if you have a family. And, everything is your kids, your home, your business, you're going, and that's it. So I understand that when the time's not available, but we can reach out more, but I can tell you that we're reaching out all the time for volunteers. And sometimes you're just waiting for your kid to go off to college. So, but we definitely, and if you come up with any ideas of better ways of reaching out, please let us know. Again, we're always taking suggestions. Our ears are wide open. And of course, the College of Lake County.
We partner with them through their small business program, and it's in our packets.
Yes. So the Small Business Program of College of Lake County. I do know that we've also sent many businesses to the College of Lake County. I know personally I've sent a lot of businesses to the College of Lake County because to start that process that you were talking about, if you get the great idea, what do you do next? They do have some programs that are available to people who are looking to start a small business as well.
Yeah. Any other questions? Well, I appreciate you all being out here tonight, and thank you, Casey.
And thank you for having me.
Quick note, you can join us again on Wednesday, July 25th, and we'll be chatting with Lakeville Township Supervisor Dan Venturi right here in the Cultural Center in the Village of Round Lake Beach. And Casey, this time I'd like to present you with one of our pins for the Village of Round Lake Beach as a thank you for being here, and
Thank
look
you
forward to
very
seeing you in
much.
the future. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.